bad. Too much on my mind. Well, it's Christmas Eve. Really real. Special time of year for those who believe in the Lord, for those with faith. It's a very, very, very special time of year. And and it's also a very troubling time of year with all the strife and stress and families just, everybody's going their own direction. Everybody's being bombarded, and all of a sudden they're supposed to all come together and just relax and have a good time. And some do, some don't. So, but it's really the Lord is the Lord. The Lord gets the glory. The Lord gets my work. And I'm here tonight because I want to share some things. I've been doing a lot of thinking about this, and history has been twisted and perverted to where I don't believe we know much anything about our true history. Books have been burned, stories have been twisted. Some things live on. Now, if you were God and you wanted to leave a message, a time capsule kind of thing, a way to reach back in time and have a look, where would you put it? Where would you put it where it will just last forever? What do you think? Diamond? I don't know. Well, there's others who've been thinking about this and researching on it. And I've been following it for a couple of years. And there's several different research. Where's my coffee cup over here? There's several different people doing research into the history, how it relates to the Lord. And there's a lot of people that insist that what's in the Bible and how it's taught is the way it must be, and anything else is blasphemy. I I don't know. I just don't know. I know some things though. My research, and I don't trust me. Don't ever trust me. Trust God. Check things out for yourself. Excuse me. My research indicates that the letter J did not exist 700 years ago in the alphabet, in our alphabet, America. What do you think of that? Now, how can you pronounce the Lord's name the way it's pronounced 800 years ago, 900 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 2,000. How can you pronounce it if that J doesn't exist? Hmm. And who created the J? My research indicates that it was a Jesuit under the Pope. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, let that sink in. Let that sink in. All right. What's the first letter in Jesuit? Interesting. Um, there's more. Now, what would be the reason that deception would be played with the Lord's, how we should call to the Lord, how we should greet the Lord? Why would deception be put into that? Wouldn't it be a dirty, evil trick if you could trick every God-fearing, God-loving man into cursing at the Lord when you're calling his name? That would be a really evil, wicked thing, wouldn't it? And there's things that I question. Like one of the things is that letter J, when it was developed. And now I've heard some names, a lot of them for the Lord. Or one guy, he just rattled them up. I'm like, what? Yeah. And why is this? My name changed when I was adopted. My name changed when I did a name change because I wouldn't carry that adopted name the rest of my life. I just couldn't do that. Why would the Lord's name change throughout history and in different languages? All right, I've been to Canada. My name's still Ethan when I go to Canada. I've been to Jamaica. I get to Jamaica. My name is Ethan. I've been to China. When I'm in China, my name is Ethan. I've been to Germany. When I'm in Germany, my name is Ethan. I've been to Hong Kong. When I'm in Hong Kong, my name is Ethan. A language didn't change my name. Being in a different location didn't change my name. What changed my name was some administrative process in an adoption, an administrative process in removing that adopted name from being associated with me. Why would God's name change, or why would the Lord's name change? We have it. Oh, I know. I only talked about the Lord. I didn't talk about the Heavenly Father yet. But you see, I've been researching on that too. And I get the same dark darkness crawling all over me every time I'm thinking about this. And it's not a comfortable thing. But I won't run. I will not run from it. I'll stand and I'll face it. And it'll make me think. Could the word God be a bastardization of a pagan god's name? Say Ogden, for example. Could it be? Could it be? Since I've been being all twisted up about this, I found comfort in Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. But I find no comfort in the Catholic faith. I don't. The Catholic faith is infiltrated, penetrated, it's dirty, it's dark, it's evil. What's going on there? I want to know why are things like that are today? They weren't like this 50 years ago. They just weren't. Yeah, you had some things. We had the riots in Detroit. But it wasn't like today, where it just seems like the energy wherever you go is in conflict. Times have changed a lot. So, I got a link in the description. And this is one of the men that I've been following. I don't know if he's a false teacher. I don't. But he does seem to be sincere and honest. And he's not been discredited. But we got Mockingbird Media that controls everything. And so it just, I'm not there yet. When I go home, I'll know. When I go home, I'm going to know, right? But right now, I don't know. What I do know is I do believe that as a faithful believer in Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the Christ energy, when I pray to, for, with, and I use Jesus as a name, and I use God as a name, to me it feels dark. It always has. And it just bothers me. So I just keep thinking and I keep researching and oh Lord. But I know this. I know I've questioned a lot of things in my life. I know I've pushed through some really hard situations time and time again. All my life, people tell me, boy, you can't do that. No one can do that. Time and time again. Um, and this has been difficult on my family. It really has. Because my wife and my children, they enjoyed a really good life while I was being successful in the construction business, running a carpentry crew, building a couple of houses, doing a little bit of land development. Kids went to the good schools. I drove new vehicles. We lived in the house that I built. It had 5 bathrooms. I think it had 5 bathrooms. My wife was a stay-at-home mom. Life was good. And I was doing so much coping. And my arm felt like it was falling off. And, and it's a handsaw you use for coping. And everything's powerized. And why don't we have a power coping saw? You get guys using this tool and that tool and this tool and that tool, and it still goes on today. And it's not designed. I mean, it's not what the tool is designed for, but it'll help them. But it's not a coping saw. And there was one developed in the 50s and marketed, and I had one. It just didn't cut wood and just vibrated and kind of made my hand feel sleepy. Well, anyways, I pondered on that quite a while too, and I built a power coping saw. I made the body all out of wood, machined the pulleys, and uh, put a motor in it, put a switch in it, put a pivoting, swiveling handle with a variable speed trigger, put a blade in it, dual exposed blades, and then but it had no. It was very hard to control, even though it was short. Should have been stiff but it can't be. So I had to do something. I had to come up with some guide bearings, but you couldn't keep the blade in it. So then I developed anti-back out bearings. By the time I got done with that, I had one heck of a saw. Well, that patent expired. I went through the same stuff with that power coping saw as I've been going through trying to bring out oral health since I discovered it. Just one roadblock after another. One sabotage, one attack after another. And ever since then, family life has been difficult. I won't go into any kind of personal details because that don't matter. Whatever I'm dealing with, somebody's got it worse. Whatever they're dealing with, somebody else has got it worse. The thing is, we got all this negative energy. The world is not like it was. It's just not. It's just not. People walking around by themselves wearing a mask. People telling you got to stick something in your body. They don't even know what it is. Why is this happening? Why? I wonder. I think about this. Why? Why? Why is this like this? Could it be that God's angry? I, I'm thinking so. I'm thinking so. Why? Why would God be angry? Hmm. Well, I don't think he put us here to kill each other. I don't. I do not think he put us here to kill each other. And I don't think he put us here to kill the most defenseless, the most helpless, and the most precious gift of God before his first breath. I don't think God's been happy. Government making women feel like, we'll give you money if you get kids and you don't have a man there. Because if you're married and you get kids, well, then the man's going to take care of it. So, you're not going to get this assistance. But the more kids you get, the more money we're going to give you. But it ain't enough money. It is a rat race. God is not happy. And I think Jesus and God are inappropriate terms to use. I do. And it's going to be really hard, maybe, if it is true. It'll be kind of hard to accept. Now, if the good Lord wanted to leave a message for us, that we'd be able to find, that would last through the ages, where do you think he'd leave it? How can it withstand all the changes that happen, all the weathering, the ground, things get buried, things get destroyed. Where? Greg Braden thinks he knows. And for a couple of years, he's been discovering, and his message is not changing, but maybe the information or the way he interprets it develops the more that he thinks about it, ponders on it, studies it. And so I'm asking the questions. I don't know the answer. I don't. I want to know the answer. I want to know the truth. I've got a God story. Oh my goodness. And every day is a new chapter. Oh Lord. It's Well, you probably just tell me I'm a crazy old man. But that's that's how it is. One day, after things get all settled down, and we got this straightened out for God. I'm gonna be in a little bit better position, a little bit more knowledgeable, I think, to be able to explain what currently is unexplainable to me. And since it's my life and it's my experience, and I can't understand it and I can't explain it to myself, I couldn't even attempt to explain it to you. I've been talking too much. God gets all the smoke. You know that, right? Oh, Lordy. Yeah, God gets all the smoke. And we're going to fix this situation. There's a lot of people doing God's work. I just got a little small part over here. And I tell you, this notice of liability is like being wrapped in God's arms and having Archangel Michael's warrior angels. It is just heavenly. They come from our forefathers, come from God. And I put the pieces together for you. And the the gatekeepers and the trolls and the just flat out attacks have suppressed this for about 3 months. But God don't give up. Mm-mm. God don't give up. You gotta keep on pushing on. So there have been some good patriots out there, but they get a real bad. Well, I can't. I don't want to say it that way. They get cast into a bad light for doing their best to stand on their rights against obvious tyranny and oppression. Dumbed down education, mistraining, evil, wicked, nefarious. It is. So, uh, God and our forefathers took care of that for us. But we've been so dumbed down that we lost that. We, we lost enjoying that. It was hidden. It was hidden from us. It's not hidden anymore. You're free people. But you've been light MK Ultra. And so has every establishment that we deal with. And this is why the tyranny is so bad. This is why the family unit in America, to a large degree, is a thing of the past. The family unit extends beyond the household. It's a combination of households. Things have just changed a lot. And look at the children today. New baby born, mom and dad wearing a mask all the time. Babies learn from them facial expressions. They do. Lord is not happy. The Lord is not happy. And we got to fix this. And so now we are empowered again. We are. And like in the past, it only takes a small percentage of us to get it done. And by God, we're going to get it done. The path is clear. So people, there's another thing that really bothers me about all of this, and that's the date that we do this celebrating, this honoring, this tradition. I got a dark feeling about that too. And maybe it's just all the negative energy that's making something that's good and right feel dark. But I don't know. All I know is I'm really bothered by all that's going on. We got a corrupt sheriff's department here in Kalkaska County. As far as I'm concerned, the evidence has been out. It's been to, I want to say, hundreds of legislators, governors, marijuana communities, ADA, NIH. Where's an article? Not even a marijuana magazine. There's a bar attorney, gatekeeper in all these places. And the little guys got a YouTube channel, they got a blog, they got a little radio show. They're living in fear. So they won't talk about it. Now, interestingly, last night a lady did. She's got a little radio show. She's got a strong spirit. She seemed to try to throw cold water on the love that I'm bringing in the paperwork I'm presenting for you Americans notice of liability. Where did I put my glasses? My eyes are tired. I'm going to go over here and get my glasses so I can read the comments because we got a couple coming in. I'll be right back. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. So I want to wish everybody all the best. I want everyone to stay calm. I don't want anybody falling on a sword. These dominoes are going down. If these auditors follow my instructions to any reasonable degree, we're going to get these sheriffs in line. That's going to get us our grand juries. That's going to get us our 12 judges that hold our servants accountable. Well, that's one class of citizen, one class of man that seems to be able to operate without accountability. And our forefathers fixed that for us. And I put it all together. And I found some men. And it's just simple math, old school. So things are changing real fast. And then God is working in so many other areas through so many other people. It's really something. So I like to say, Lord, I just said God a couple times. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. However, I do like what I heard from Greg Braden. I do. The link is in the description. It's a short talk. There's a couple of commercials. If you can skip past them, good. If you got to sit through them and listen to them to get to what Greg has to say, it's worth it. So, I know people are busy with family and they'll be watching this later. And I hope you take the time. Check out that link and just think about how we can serve the Lord, end this chaos, and bring heaven to earth. Prosper and multiply. Prosper and multiply. Spread that Christ energy and that white light and that love. By God, it will be done. I love you all. Hope you're safe and warm, comfortable with loved ones, food in your belly. I'll be back later with some updates on what's happening